6 years back, I had a quote pinned on my study desk when I was preparing for my UPSC examinations. Back then, I didn't know whether it was true. But today, as I stand before you, I know for sure it works. Hello, everyone. I'm Shweta Agarwal. I'm an IS officer by profession. I'm here to tell you my story, my journey to attaining basic education, and my journey towards achieving my childhood dream to become an IS officer, and in the process, cracking one of the most difficult and most competitive examinations in the country, not once, not twice, but thrice in a row. So my journey begins from a sleepy town called Bhadreshwar. It's in the Hooghly district of West Bengal. I was born to a conservative Marwari family. My birth brought happiness to no one except my parents because I was their firstborn, and I was lucky enough not to be killed as a fetus. So my grandparents badly wanted a baby boy, and they gave an ultimatum to my parents. या तो लड़का पैदा करो या लड़का अडॉप्ट करो, because वंश का नाम तो लड़के ही आगे बढ़ाते हैं. Somehow my parents stood their ground and they decided against it. Now the next big question was basic education. I'll give you a little background because it'll help you to put things in context. I come from a family of some 25, 30 people, of which 15 are kids of my generation, and I'm one of the youngest. And before me, almost all my cousins, especially my female cousins, either got married at the age of 18, 19, or they went to the local Hindi or Bangla medium schools. So when my parents took the stand that they want a proper English medium education for me, there was a lot of hue and cry in the family. My parents took the stand because they always had suffered from this inferiority complex because they couldn't speak in English. I tried telling them it's not so, but then that's how they thought. So they wanted to make sure that I get a proper English medium school education. So somehow I managed to get my admissions done in St. Joseph's Convent, Chandanagar, which is a very good school in that area. But there was a catch. The school fee used to be 165 rupees per month, and my father was practically unemployed. He tried his hands at various odd jobs, sometimes a grocery shop, sometimes this, sometimes that, but nothing worked. So he decided to work as a daily wager for some time, so that even if he is able to earn 10 rupees a day, then he'll save some 5 or 6 rupees and somehow manage my school fee. In our Marwari families, we have this small custom that whenever we kids visit our relatives, they, give us 5 rupees, 10 rupee notes and tell us go buy sweets. Now, the 40 rupee dairy milk right now used to come for 5 rupees back then. I never used to buy those sweets. I used to go and give my mother that money. And my mother used to collect all these 5, 10 shagun ka paisa कि कहीं से भी, somehow, किसी एक महीने की school की fee निकल आए. So that's how, my friends, my journey towards basic education started. I was in the 2nd standard, and there was a school fest. We were told in school that we have to bring money from home so that we can play games and buy food from stalls. I went and told my parents this, and my parents told me one thing. They don't have the money to give it to me so that I can go spend it in the school festival. And when I asked why, they told me we can give you just one thing, and that is our effort to try and give you an education in the school. Beyond that, nothing. And they told me, Shweta, education is going to be your biggest asset. I was hardly 7, 8 years old at that point of time. But the 7-year-old me understood one thing, that if I can help my parents and help myself in any particular way, it has to be by studying hard. It has to be by becoming a good student in school, because that will ensure that my parents remain motivated against all the voices telling them otherwise to continue my education in that school. Over the years, I graduated from school, and fortunately, my parents' financial condition also improved. Now it was time for college. Because of good results in class 12, I managed to get a seat in St. Xavier's College in the economics class. Now, before me, no one in my family had ever completed graduation. So when I was about to leave for college, my father's brother told me, पढ़ लिख कर करना क्या है, ultimately तो चौका बर्तन ही करना है. I didn't let myself get affected by this. I came home, I told my parents this is what happened, and I just promised my father, my parents, that I will never let them down. I will become the first graduate of the family. In 2008, I graduated from St. Xavier's College with a first class degree in economics, and I was among the top 10 or 15 students in the university. After college, I wanted to do post graduation, and I did my MBA, and I went on to get a job in Deloitte. While working in Deloitte, there was a constant nudge. I was constantly reminded about a dream that I had, dreamt of right when I was 5 years old. Now, there is a police station near my home. And as a kid, I was very fascinated by the khaki. I used to love the sight of officers moving around in the khaki. Little did I know that this fascination for khaki was basically the first stepping stones or baby steps towards my dream of becoming a civil servant. Over these years, I just cherished and nourished my dream. As a class 12 student, I had gone to a government office for some work. I was moved around from one table to the other, then to the other, and then to the other. After around half an hour or 40 minutes, the 17-year-old me had gotten so frustrated. With a lot of anger in my eyes, I told them, "Ek din tomar DM hoye ashbo." Little did I know what it takes to become a DM. But then that's how I nurtured my dream. So finally, in Deloitte, I decided this is now or never, and I put in my papers. When I decided to quit, my manager tried to persuade me otherwise, and he quoted figures. "Shweta, do you know around 5 lakh people, in fact, more than 5 lakh people write this exam every year, and only 90 become IAS officers. Are you trying to tell me that you're quitting your job for this?" I said, "Sir, if 90 people make it, I will be one of those 90. And I know it's difficult, but since when has easy been worth it?" I put in my papers. I came back to Bhadreshwar. I enrolled myself in a coaching institute, attended a few lectures. I quit. I got some yesteryear's successful candidates' numbers, called them up, took some basic guidance, and I started my studies. This was somewhere around June, July 2011. Till October, my studies were going on fine, but somehow, towards the end of 2011, my preparation had lost steam, and I was totally out of touch. I was in a very bad mental state. There were n number of voices telling my parents, this is the age for her to get married. All her cousins have already gotten married at, say, 19, and she's already 24, 25. What are you doing? My parents used to come to me and ask me, what do you want? It's been 2 months, you've not studied at all. Even in that mental state, my only answer to them would be, I know I'm not in right shape right now, but trust me, I want to be an IAS officer. Have faith in me. I will become an IAS officer. It's just a matter of time. It was June 2012, May, June 2012, time for prelims. I decided I'll not go because I've not studied. My parents told me, "Jaake baith ke aao. If nothing, you'll get experience." I think that was one of the best things. Sometimes the fear of failure should not stop you from going out there and trying. I went there, I took the exam. I knew I wouldn't crack, but I also knew that this exam could be cracked. With the right amount of hard work, determination, and preparation, it could be cracked. That kind of revived my self confidence. I took the bold step of shifting to Kolkata. I took a small 1 BHK flat, I rented it out, and I was staying all alone there, doing all the household chores, studying. And in those 2 years, I realized how difficult it is for a girl to stay alone in a city. You face questions. Her home is just 2 hours away. She's not even working. What do you think she's doing all day long in the room? Anyway, that's part and parcel of the game. 2013 notifications came and the entire syllabus was changed. There was panic all around. I decided, come what may, I'm taking this exam. I cleared the prelims, mains, and in May 2014, when the results came out, I secured an All India rank of 497, and I got Indian Revenue Service, Customs and Central Excise. I was happy because I made it to the list, but I was sad at the same time because I didn't get the rank I wanted. I decided to pick myself up and write this exam again. Now, let me tell you something about this exam, friends. Success in a particular year does not guarantee success even in the prelims of the next year attempt. So every time you decide to write, it's like starting from scratch. And it is a very draining out process. You have to put in a minimum of 8 to 9 hours of study every day, not for a week or two, but for like years together. So the very decision to continue writing this exam in spite of having a service in your kitty is a very difficult decision to take, mentally, emotionally, physically, everything. There were some voices telling me, it's time for you to get married, yeah. You already have cracked this exam. Ab kya chahiye tumko? So to them, I used to say, I can get married after 32, but I can't write this exam after 32. At max, yahi hoga. I'll not survive enough to celebrate my 50th marriage anniversary. But then I'm definitely going to take this exam because after 32, I'll not be eligible for this exam. I took this exam again. 2015 results came out. I secured an all India rank of 141 and I got the Indian Police Service. I missed IAS by 10 marks, but I was able to don the khaki. And it was like coming back a full circle because the dream had started with the khaki. Now there was an inner dilemma in my own self. For a moment, I was like, this is it. But then there was something inside me that kept nudging. No, Shweta, it has to be IAS. You haven't tried enough. So just to satisfy my inner voice, I decided I'll take one last attempt. It would be now or never. Because till your own self is telling you that you haven't tried enough, that means you haven't tried enough. I took the exam. It was 10th May 2016 when the results came out, and I secured an all India rank of 19. I was the West Bengal state topper, and it was after almost a decade that someone from West Bengal had gotten a sub 20 rank. This, my friends, was my IAS journey, how I achieved my childhood dream. In the process, I have learned a lot, but the most important takeaways would be focus, hard work, determination, and preparation. So my journey began from the small town of Bhadreshwar. I was a girl with a lot of dreams and didn't want to settle just for anything, especially marriage. I know there are a lot of people like me in the small towns and villages of India. My message to all of you would be, dream big. Back it up with your preparation and hard work and determination. There's nothing that can stop you from achieving your dreams because the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. And if you really, really want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. And this was the quote that was pinned on my study desk 6 years back. Thank you.
Tell us what you think about this video and don't forget to like, share and subscribe.